This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, we'll take you around the Hazleton area on election night, talking with some of the winners and a number of voters. Hello and welcome. I'm Ken Karen. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for watching FYI, your home for 24 hours of hometown news and information. Here comes that information from FYI and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. We've talked about it for weeks, the role of Pennsylvania in the presidential election, and today we know that it was the Keystone State that helped Donald Trump win the White House. Last night, our Janine Mazurkevich talked with one voter who's on the Trump train.
I voted for Donald Trump.
Okay, and why is that?
I don't trust Hillary. I'm a woman, I'm a mother, and I don't believe in her values and her opinions, and I voted for Donald Trump.
So was this a vote against Hillary, or was this, what do you like about Trump?
I like Trump because he's not a career politician. I think we need something new and refreshing in, the White House. So I went with my gut.
You saw the anticipation live last night as we awaited results from the polls in Pennsylvania. SSPTV was proud to bring you live election night coverage as part of Your Vote 2016. Sam Lassant Sr. was joined by Schuylkill County District Attorney Christine Holman and SSPTV political analysts Mike DeCosmo, Rick Morelli, and Charles McElwee. Viewers saw our new election look with up-to-the-minute electoral votes and numbers scrolling on the bottom of the screen, along with interesting election facts. However, yesterday's heavy voter turnout resulted in the results coming in very slowly. FYI's Janine Mazurkevich was at Hazleton City Hall filing live reports on Facebook Live when the polls were set to close at 8 p.m. and still there were people waiting to get inside and vote.
The polls close at 8 o'clock, but as you can see, the line is still here. Now, I'm told that you are still able to vote in this election.
Yes.
And you are the last man here standing at City Hall to place your vote.
After an hour, I'm the last one.
So how long have you been standing in line?
An hour.
An hour. And why is this election so important to you?
Well, it's my right to vote. So I can tell what I want to tell. That's my right.
And one race that was determined last night before many went to bed was the race for U.S. Congress in Pennsylvania's 11th Congressional District. Congressman Lou Barletta, a former Hazleton mayor, was seeking his fourth term in Washington. FYI was there as Barletta gave his victory speech to his supporters who gathered at the Pines in downtown Hazleton.
I couldn't help but feel the sense and the energy and the frustration of the people, not only in the district, but around the state and around the country. So the fact that the people of this district have put their confidence in me again to go back to Washington to represent them and to bring their concerns and fight for them, it means more to me than anything. I've never seen a turnout like this, ever. Every single ward I've gone to, it's been just incredible. I can't tell you how many first-time voters that I've talked to that were unsure, they didn't know what to do because this was the first time that they've ever voted before. So, that tells me that there's something going on in this country that Washington's not listening. And the people want their government back right now. And they stood in lines for an hour and a half, some 2 hours, to vote.
We'll have more with the congressman tomorrow on FYI, and he will also be a guest on the Sam Lassant Show tonight talking about last night's victory. You can see this special show tonight at 9 p.m. and 11 p.m. on SSPTV and at SSPTV.com. Now, FYI did attempt to talk with Barletta's challenger, Michael Marsicano. We stopped by his campaign headquarters last night. However, Marsicano asked us to leave. Well, another victor in yesterday's election was State Representative Tara Toohill. The local lawmaker was seeking her third term in Harrisburg. She was challenged by Cunningham Borough Council President Gary Gregory. We caught up with Representative Toohill outside Hazleton City Hall last night before the victory was announced. We asked her about her plans for the next 2 years if she was victorious in her bid for re-election.
Our biggest issues here in the Hazleton area, we have jobs are a huge issue, quality, family sustaining jobs. Pennsylvania, I've been working to make Pennsylvania a place that companies want to come to with better jobs that pay more for families in this area. We deserve that. Education is a huge issue. The property taxes, funding education is a huge issue. It doesn't work. People need to be able to keep their homes, stay in their homes, and the children deserve smaller class sizes and more money going into education.
Other lawmakers from our area who won their bid for re-election included State Representative Jared Mullery. He defeated his opponent Justin Behrens to continue his representation of the 119th Legislative District. State Representative Doyle Heffley held off challenges from two opponents to head back to Harrisburg for another term. Also, Congressman Matt Cartwright, who represents the 17th Congressional District, defeated his Republican opponent Matt Connolly. And after one of the most negative campaigns, United States Senator Pat Toomey defeated his challenger Katie McGinty. Toomey edged out McGinty by 2 percentage points. His win helps Republicans keep control of the Senate. Also, voters gave a thumbs up to a question on the ballot that raises the mandatory retirement age for judges. The vote allows for a constitutional amendment that will allow judges to remain on the bench until the end of the year in which they turn 75. The current age limit is 70. Luzerne County District Attorney Stephanie Salavantis issued a statement late yesterday in response to complaints about voting machines throughout the county improperly registering votes. She says that her office was aware of incidents in Avoca, Butler Township, Drums, and Jenkins Township where a voter cast an electronic vote for one candidate, but the machine registered a vote for the opponent. The DA says that as of now, the information received does not indicate that a crime occurred. However, she has contacted the Scranton office of the FBI, and they will field in-person complaints for the next few days. Well, if you need a break from the election, stay tuned because the rest of the show is for you. In sports, Dave Seaman from the Standard Speaker is here to discuss a number of our local teams in the postseason. Maybe you aren't wild about politics, but you're wild about hunting. We have another hunting segment with Dennis Gantz on SSPTV next, your 24-hour hometown news and information station.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Hey folks, welcome to this week's Wild About Hunting segment. We're on location today at Paul's Auto Center, and I'm here with PJ Satich. PJ, how are you?
How you doing, Dennis?
I'm good. Thanks for having us at the garage today. Folks, today we want to talk to you a little bit about not only hunting tips, but this goes a long way with getting your hunting truck out into the woods or wherever it is you need to go and make sure that it's operating the right way. PJ,
Absolutely.
What are some things that folks need to be paying attention to now that we're getting into the colder months, the winter months? You're out on the road all the time with accidents and helping people out.
Absolutely.
What can you recommend?
Well, being that it's wintertime, this is one of the most important times of the year to take care of your vehicle. You don't want to be outside when it's freezing, sub-zero temperatures, broke down on the side of the road, waiting for a tow truck to come out and get you. Preventative maintenance, it goes a long way, whether it's midsummer, midwinter. That's the toughest time it takes on a vehicle. What you want to do is you want to keep air pressure in your tires. You want to check your battery. Just minor things that go along with the vehicle that you could do at home without taking to a garage or take it to your local mechanic.
And these are things that'll take just a couple of minutes at home.
Absolutely.
You know, like you said, check your battery, check your air tire. I do that a lot with my tires because they're getting old. I'm going on almost 3 years trying to stretch as much out of them. They got the tread on them, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do to stretch that budget for people, and everybody's working hard nowadays. How about when something does happen? And how do they get in touch with you? What do they got to do to get you to come help them?
Well, we have 2 locations in the Hazleton area. We have one in Beaver Meadows and one in Hazleton. Both shops are within 5 miles of one another. We are the only AAA shop located in Hazleton City.
There you go.
And the surrounding area. We have 24-hour towing. We have a full mechanical shop. And we have a full body shop. We work with all insurance companies. We tow for multiple police departments. And you know, we've been in the area for over 30 plus years.
I was going to say, you guys have been in business from your dad down to you now.
Yep.
You've been doing this a long, long time, folks. They've been a great help to us here at Wild About Hunting. If you saw it last January,
Yep.
okay, Jimmy and I were on our way back from Kentucky, and then we went to Ohio, and just outside of Pittsburgh, the good old Wild About Hunting truck broke down, and
Yep.
we made a call to PJ, and they sent the flatbed out there and brought us home, and we'll show you pictures of that. That's stuck in our memory. Not that we want to have you do that all the time, but folks, this is something that you can depend on with Paul's Auto Center, PJ, his dad, the whole entire crew. They're great folks. How can they get in touch with you if they want to call you with any questions?
We have, we're in the phone book, we're in the yellow pages. We advertise on Facebook. Our phone number for our main dispatch line is 570-455-8418. You can find us on Facebook at Paul's Auto Center. And you, with anything with AAA, you can, with the 800 number on your card, you will get us as our service. Or if you're in an emergency and you do not want to wait for AAA, you can call us again directly and we can come right out to you.
Folks, there you have it. Give Paul's Auto Center a try, or when you're in a pinch, call your AAA. These are the folks that you're going to be seeing. If you have any questions on how to get in touch with PJ or any of the gang, email us at info@wildaboutdunton.com, and we'll see you next week somewhere in the hunting woods.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
It was a rainy morning and afternoon in downtown Hazleton, but things are clearing up. Here's our local weather forecast from the National Weather Service. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low around 33 degrees, north wind 11 to 16 miles per hour. Thursday is mostly sunny, while the high near 51 degrees. At night, it will be windy. Wind gusts as high as 22 miles per hour, mostly clear, low of 40 degrees. On Veterans Day, mostly sunny, high of 49, but once again windy with gusts as high as 28 miles per hour. Friday night, partly cloudy, low of 28 degrees. Saturday, sunny with a high of 40. Saturday night, partly cloudy with a low of 30. And then Sunday, sunny with a high near 48. Sunday night, mostly clear, low of 35 degrees.
A benefit will take place this weekend to help a local man who is battling lymphoma cancer. Pleased to welcome here to our studios his wife, Mickey Jones. Her husband, Ken Jones, was diagnosed with the cancer. And Mickey, this is a tough time for you and your family, so some friends have stepped up and decided they wanted to host this benefit for you. So tell us how that came about.
My husband shoots on the Red Rooster team. He's been there quite a years now. He's been shooting since 2004.
Shooting darts, right?
No, pool.
Oh, pool.
Shooting pool. And once they found out when I told them that he had cancer again, they stepped right up and said that they wanted to do the benefit. They're going to have it at the hall where he shoots, and I don't have to worry about paying for that. They're going to do pizza all day for us there. And I was just so happy that they were able to do something. And I knew they were going to do something because they all love him.
Oh, well, that's really nice. So this event is happening this Saturday starting at 1 o'clock. It's at the Red Rooster Bar and being sponsored by the pool team. You said, unfortunately, this is your husband's third bout with cancer, so you guys have been going through a lot.
Yes, we have. He had cancer twice, once before 2007. It was kidney cancer. He went through a trial run of chemo, and then 4.5 years, because he can never make the 5-year mark, we found out that he had kidney cancer in his adrenal gland, which is it's odd. The doctors were all shocked. So he was supposed to go back and get his checkup for that in November, the end of the month. But he became sick in August, and we couldn't figure out. I've had him to 2 ERs, 3 different hospitals, and he finally got diagnosed mid-September that he has bone marrow cancer.
Wow. So obviously you guys have a lot of medical bills to deal with,
Yeah.
and he's unable to work at this time. So you guys are going through some tough times. So hopefully people can come out to this benefit. So what can if we go out to the benefit on Saturday, what will we see there?
We will see. I'm planning on having people donate some tricky tray baskets to be raffled off, 50-50 raffles, baked goods we plan on selling, plenty of food there. And of course, we are having one of our old teammates that was shooting on the pool. He offered to DJ from 3 to 7 for us.
All right. So it's going to be a wonderful time, all for a very good cause, to help out Ken Jones in his battle so that he can get well. Please come out this Saturday starting at 1 o'clock, the Red Rooster Bar and Pool Team hosting it. And if anybody wants to donate any items or they want to make a monetary contribution, what do they do?
All they have to do is get a hold of me. My cell is 570-956-3232, or my email, Mickey, MICKIECNA @gmail.com.
All right, very good. I hope a lot of people will come out to the event for Ken Jones on Saturday. And if you can't make it, maybe you can donate something and help him win his battle against cancer.
Thanks, Lisa. Before we go to break, here's your midday winning lottery numbers. Pick 2, 5, 8, pick 3, 7, 8, 8, pick 4, 5, 0, 8, 3, and pick 5, 5, 9, 9, 9, 1. When we come back, Dave Seaman from the Standard Speakers here. We're going to talk a lot about Marian Catholic sports when we come back.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
Welcome to another Dave Day with Dave Seaman, the Standard Speaker sports editor. Dave, a lot going on, and a lot going on at hometown for Marian Catholic. I want to start there. The Marian Catholic girls volleyball team win the District 11 Single A championship last week. Dave, now they win their, they're on their way to the state quarterfinals. They won the first round game against Conestoga Christian. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. Conestoga. Thank you, Dave. In the first round of the state Single A tournament, 14 aces for Jasmine Mooney. Dave, I spent a whole portion of my story on their district title talking about her serve and how I would be terrified to receive it. She said she's working on her top spin jump serve. I guess that's the technical term. I just call it crazy good. And all of a sudden the Phillies, there they are, a chance once again at a state title.
Yeah, once you get used to being at this point in the season, it's a tradition that they've had since Nikki Hackenberg was their head coach. Doc Falabelle has continued the tradition, and they've had a slew of great players come through the program, and that's what it takes. It takes sophomores learning how to win on the varsity level. As juniors, they become ready for the another state run in through the tournament, and then by the time they're seniors, like Jasmine Mooney, you're ready to dominate and lead a group of younger girls, and the cycle just keeps going on, and that's why Marion's so successful.
Yeah, what impresses me with them, Dave, is Jasmine Mooney gets a lot of the headlines, and rightfully so, but when I went to go see them in that district title game, there were some younger girls on the court, I think, freshmen, sophomores, making a difference in those big matches. So looks like Marion will be okay this season, obviously, and for seasons to come. Let's stick with the Phillies. Tina Caparel, cross-country runner for Marion, Dave, 5th at states after missing time this year with an illness. She wins the District 11 championship, then goes out to states, has her best finish there after getting 2 medals on previous years, freshman and sophomore years. And Dave, it's one of my favorite sports stories, not only of the fall, but of 2016, how she's battled through this, and she's so gracious in interviews and that. I remember talking to her after the Schuylkill League meet, but very impressive to battle back.
Yeah, I'll throw a line out there. My dad always says it too. I'll throw a line on my dad. He always watches, but champs get up, and you get knocked down a lot in life, and how you respond to the adversity is the true sign of a real good athlete. Obviously, Tina Caparel's had an outstanding career at Marion. She came back this year, and I think maybe it was a little bit of a blessing in disguise. Her legs were fresher coming down the stretch of the season. She looked really good in winning the district title, and she went to states, a 5th place finish, and you can't really argue with that.
And Dave, those fields at states, I mean, you've been out there to cover it. I don't know if I've ever covered a state cross-country meet. That's a packed field, and that is the best of the best.
There's no doubt about it, and that course is brutal too. From being there, covering that meet with the hills, and it's something a lot of runners aren't used to. I wouldn't say most of them, but a good number of them probably run on flat courses throughout the season. You have to get your work in on the hills to prepare yourself, and Coach Kostick, he's a stickler for that hard conditioning and getting his runners ready for the postseason, and he wants them peaking at the right time come mid-October and into November, that meeting the league, district, and state meets, and Tom Kostick has another state medalist, a high state medalist.
And Dave, let's talk about Marion football now. The Colts in the District 11 Single A title game. Once again, they'll take on Williams Valley 10-1. Their only loss to Juniata. This game will be at 7 p.m. at Pine Grove, Marion. This is for the seniors at Marion, 4th straight championship game. They've already won an Eastern Conference championship and a District 11 championship. Now, to get there on their way, they had to beat Tri-Valley, and they ran the ball a lot in that game, Dave. They win 28-7. Williams Valley beat Tri-Valley 14-7 in Week 9, so take that for what it's worth. But I think the Colts got a good chance at another district title here.
There's no doubt about it. That little they went through a little snag there at the end of the season where the offense really wasn't clicking. Of course, the one game against Minersville was in a little bit of a rainstorm. Last game against Tamaqua, it's just one of those unexplainable things. But Stan DeCoste has been there before. His staff has been preparing teams for playoff games for a long time. And he got the team ready, and to the team's credit too, and the players win the game, and they responded with a great game against Tri-Valley.
So, and then we have North Schuylkill in the District 11 AAA, and they're in a semifinal. North Schuylkill will take on Notre Dame Green Pond. They're 8-2 and the number 1 seed in that tournament. North Schuylkill 34-14 winners over Jim Thorpe. Major Jordan 241 rushing yards, Dave, in that game. They rushed it 60 times for over 300 yards, and their quarterback Doug Weiss still had 99 passing yards. With North Schuylkill's defense, I could see them as well beating a top seed in the tournament.
Yeah, but Notre Dame's going to be tough. They're coached by Phil Stambaugh, who local fans might remember was a coach at Pius X when they were a dominant team in the area, in the region, throughout the 90s into the 2000s. That they have a high-powered attack at Notre Dame. It's going to be a tough test for the North Schuylkill defense, but they've played good teams throughout the season. They're battle-tested, and kids from North Schuylkill won't back down, that's for sure.
Dave, we appreciate your time this week and every week. Keep your eyes on the Standard Speaker Sports page. You made it to the middle of the work week. Reward yourself at Bottlenecks. It's their featured steak entree night with plenty of amazing steak options.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's social news. First tonight, happy birthday to Carol Colley of Highland. This wish comes with love from your bingo friends. Tonight's Talk of the Town report, Holy Trinity Orthodox Church, 223 South Kennedy Drive in McAdoo, be having a free Thanksgiving meal on Saturday, November 12th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. For more information, just call 570-929-2179. And one more quick announcement, the Survivors After Suicide Loss Support Group hold meetings every second and fourth Tuesday of each month from 6 to 7:30. The meetings are held at Catholic Social Services in Hazleton, and it's a no-fee open grief group that welcomes survivors at any stage of the grieving process. For more info, just call 570-455-1521. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Robert V. Grego of Hazleton. Memorial is Saturday from 3 to 6 p.m. at the Turnbach Funeral Home. Mary Ann Yakubik of Hazleton. Funeral is Friday at 10 a.m. at the St. John's Byzantine Catholic Church. Arrangements are under the direction of the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. James McBride of Hazleton. Mass is Friday at 11 a.m. at the Most Precious Blood Church. Friends may call Friday from 9:30 to 11 a.m. at the church. Arrangements are under the direction of the Joseph B. Conahan Funeral Home. Mary Ellen Plitnick, West Hazleton. Arrangements will be announced by the Joseph B. Conahan Funeral Home. C. Bernice Long of McAdoo. Funeral is Saturday at 1 p.m. from the Damiano Funeral Home. Friends may call Saturday from noon to 1 p.m. And Agnes Nescoda, formerly of Hometown. Funeral is Friday at 11 a.m. from the Stanley E. Anilowski Funeral Home. Friends may call Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. Also tonight, in memory goes out to Billy J. Evanko. 2 years ago today, and I miss you each and every day. Forever loving you, from Charlotte.
Thank you so much for watching FYI. We'll get back at it tomorrow. Remember, on Facebook.com/FYI News 13 for breaking news. Take it easy, everyone.